A blessed day, learners. I'm Teacher Lumaban, and I will be your guide in this video. If you are new in my channel, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to be updated in my videos. This time our topic is the review notes in criminal sociology, ethics and human relations, part 4. Be ready as we start. Learn and enjoy our topic for today. Be safe, and God bless you always.
Commit your way to the Lord, trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. Psalm 37 verse 5.
The conventional crimes. Conventional crimes are those traditional, illegal behaviors that most people think of as crime. Most crime is conventional crime. Non-conventional crime may be organized crime, white-collar crime, political crime, etc. Conventional crimes are groups of crimes categorized as violent crimes, index crimes, and property crimes. It has been argued that cybercrime is just a conventional crime committed with high-tech devices. Violent crimes. Violent crimes are criminal acts, which in the threat of or actual physical harm by an offender to a victim. It presents not only index offenses that everyone recognizes as violent, murder, rape, robbery, or other acts involving force and intimidation, but also violent crimes that are commonly categorized as social problems such as domestic violence, child abuse, elder abuse, etc. Violent acts are in the forms of 1. Interpersonal violence, forcible rape, murder, serious assault, family violence, robbery. 2. Political violence, terrorism. 3. Collective violence, riots, mobs, crowds, urban violence. Property crimes are crimes of economic interest. It includes those crimes that would most commonly be categorized as theft in ordinary language. It also includes but not limited to offenses such as unlawful entry to commit theft, shoplifting, vandalism, and arson. Property crimes are also in the forms of 1. Occasional property crimes, shoplifting, vandalism, motor vehicle theft, check forgery. 2. Conventional property crimes, burglary/unlawful entry to commit theft, fence, larceny/theft. Violent crimes, index crimes. Murder is the unlawful killing of human being with malice and with the act of violence. Serial murder, an act involving killing of several victims in 3 or more separate incidents over a week, a month, or year. Mass murder, it is the killing of 4 or more victims at one location with one event. Spree murder, the killing of in 2 or more locations with almost no time break between murders. Homicide and assault. Homicide is also unlawful killing without the qualifying circumstances of murder. It is generally regarded as the most commonly committed of all the index crimes, based on the UCR offenses. Assault is called unlawful attack to another person purposely to harm or inflict physical injuries. It is a crime that involves offering to give bodily harm to a person or placing the person in fear. Robbery. Interpol defined robbery as violent theft. It is the taking of property belonging to another with intent to gain by means of force upon things, violence of intimidation against the person. It could be in the form of 1. Robbery of person, hold-up cases. 2. Robbery in open place following sudden attack, snatching cases. 3. Robbery in private premises, forcible entry. 4. Robbery after preliminary association of short duration between victims and offender. 5. Robbery in case of previous association between victim and offender. Types of robbers. 1. The professional robber, robber who has long-term commitment to the crime of robbery as a major source of livelihood. 2. The opportunist, the commonly known as bandits, one who has little commitment to or specialization in robbery and one who is all-purpose property offender. 3. The addict robber, one who committed the crime of robbery to support the drug habit. Unplanned. 4. The alcoholic robber, like the addict robber who engages to robbery occasionally in order to support his habit. Unplanned. 5. The muggers, they are the most feared robbers. They are semi-professional robbers who are sometimes called strong-armed robbers, the street robbers who commit everything from snatching to the brutalization of the victim. Rape is commonly defined as carnal knowledge of a woman against her will. Rape is the fastest growing of all UCR index crime. It could be in the form of 1. Real rape, aggravated rape involving violence, weapons, and attackers. 2. Simple rape, anything else not fall as real rape such as, victims are viewed as suspicious, particularly if the victim did not physically resist. Rape is a violent crime due to the means employed, usually characterized by violence, aggression, and domination. It has the general effect of rape trauma syndrome, refers to the adverse psychological impacts rape victims continue to suffer long after the incident. It includes 1. Sexual anxiety. 2. Pervasive fear to the opposite sex. 3. Problems in interpersonal relationship. 4. General problem of unhappiness. Classification of men who rape. 1. Anger rape. Sexual attack becomes a means of expressing anger or rage and involves more physical assault upon the victim. 2. Power rape. Assailant primarily wishes to express his domination over the victim. 3. Sadistic rape. Perpetrator combines the sexuality and aggression aims in psychic desires to often torture or otherwise abuse the victim. Family violence. Family violence are violent crimes involving physical assault by a family member to another family members such as the following. 1. Child abuse, an attack or assault of an adult against the defenseless or people who cannot defend themselves, usually by a parent to a child. 2. Spouse abuse, husband versus wife battering. Types of violent offenders. 1. Culturally violent offenders, those who live in cultures which violence is an acceptable problem mechanism. 2. Criminally violent offenders, those who use violence as a means to accomplish criminal acts. 3. Pathological violent offenders, those who commit violent crimes due to mental disturbances. 4. Situational violent offenders, those who commit acts of violence on rare occasions, often under provocations. They are the criminals by passion. Property crimes, non-index crimes. Occasional property crimes. Occasional property crimes are a group of property crimes committed by ordinary property criminals with little progressive knowledge on criminal techniques. Offenders injure or steal property on an infrequent basis. They tend to commit crimes such as auto theft of motor vehicle theft, shoplifting, or good pilferage, vandalism, check forgeries. Conventional property crimes, these are a group of property crimes committed by professional criminals on a persistent basis, which constitute form of career criminality. Conventional property crimes include 1. Burglary, robbery, unlawful entry of forcible entry in order to commit a felony of theft. 2. The fence, dealers of stolen properties, the act of buy and sale of stolen properties. 3. Larceny, theft, simple taking of properties with intent to gain and without the consent of the owner. Destructive property crime includes arson, unlawful burning of property on another such as 1. Profit-motivated arson, illustrated by insurance fraud. 2. Revenge arson, burning of properties due to hatred or spell jealousy. 3. Vandalism arson, fire is employed as a means of expressing vindictive vandalism toward the property of a group of people or an individual. 4. Excitement arson, those set by pyromaniacs. 5. Sabotage arson, fires during civil disturbances. Cybercrime. Although the term cybercrime is usually restricted to describing criminal activity in which the computer or network is an essential part of the crime, this term is also used to include traditional crimes in which computers or networks are used to enable the illicit activity. Examples of cybercrime which the computer or network is a tool of the criminal activity include spamming and criminal copyright crimes, particularly those facilitated through peer-to-peer networks. Examples of cybercrime in which the computer or network is a target of criminal activity include unauthorized access, IE, defeating access controls, malicious code, and denial of service attacks. Examples of cybercrime in which the computer or network is a place of criminal activity include theft of service, in particular, telecom fraud, and certain financial frauds. Finally, examples of traditional crimes facilitated through the use of computers or networks include Nigerian 419 or other gullibility or social engineering frauds, example hacking, phishing, identity theft, child pornography, online gambling, securities fraud, etc. Cyberstalking is an example of a traditional crime harassment that has taken a new form when facilitated through computer networks. Additionally, certain other information crimes, including trade secret theft and industrial or economic espionage, are sometimes considered cybercrimes when computers or networks are involved. Cybercrime in the context of national security may involve hacktivism, online activity intended to influence policy, traditional espionage, or information warfare and related activities. Another way to define cybercrime is simply as criminal activity involving the information technology infrastructure, including illegal access, unauthorized access, illegal interception, by technical means of non-public transmissions of computer data to, from, or within a computer system, data interference, unauthorized damaging, deletion, deterioration, alteration or suppression of computer data, systems interference, interfering with the functioning of a computer system by inputting, transmitting, damaging, deleting, deteriorating, altering, or suppressing computer data, misuse of devices, forgery, ID theft, and electronic fraud. The victimless crimes. In common understanding of what crime means is that the act implies that there is both perpetrator and a victim of the wrongful behavior. With victimless crimes, this general rule does not apply. Victimless crimes refer to those crimes in which no clear victim is readily identifiable. In other words, the only injured party is the offender, who engages in self-destructive behavior. These crimes are also called moral offenses or vice. Many of these crimes generally refer to public order crimes, an offense that is consensual and lacks a complaining participant. It is rare in these cases are victims who weak prosecution. Examples of victimless crimes. Related to sex crimes, against chastity, adultery, and, in general, sex outside marriage where all those involved, including spouses, give consent. Adultery without the spouse's consent is arguably not victimless, as it violates the spouse's marriage contract rights, but it is also arguable that the non-consenting spouse is the victim of a civil wrong, not a criminal wrong. Bigamy and other non-traditional marital and family practices, prostitution, other sex work, and related acts. According to some people, prostitutes are victims of economic circumstances. Others point out that many strippers and ditch diggers are victims of economic circumstances, and arguably so is anyone who performs a service only for the money, but that doesn't mean stripping, ditch digging, or performing any other services solely for the money is or should be a crime. Incest between legal adults where offspring cannot result from the sexual activity. Related to religion, practice of religions or cults or superstitions other than those locally sanctioned. Practices involving banned substances, such as hallucinogens, or banned social arrangements, such as polygamy, blasphemy, apostasy. Related to financial matters, ticket scalping. Related to political matters, in general, most specifically political crimes are necessarily victimless, as they by definition are against the body politic such as flag desecration or expressing negative opinion of prominent national figure, e.g. Turkey, North Korea, public obscenity, though offense, damage, to others is possible, treason, high crimes and misdemeanors, and other abuses of political power that do not involve specific persons, electoral fraud, where such fraud does not involve the votes of specific persons. Related to self-preservation and public safety, suicide, attempted suicide, euthanasia.
I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. I hope you enjoyed, learned something new about our topic on review notes in criminal sociology, ethics and human relations, part 4. If you learned something in this video, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to share this video with your friends to also learn about this topic. If you have comments, questions, and suggestions, you can leave a message in the comment section below. Thank you very much for watching my videos, hoping that we meet again in my next video, and God bless you always. It is Teacher Lumaban YouTube channel.